This message goes out to all of the sheep. I have been quiet, but it's time to speak. I am a lion with all of that lion. The king of the jungle woke out of his sleep. I am a beast when it come to these beats. Top of my mental was nothing but eat, I just beast. Picking the bass lines and sounds and the drums and kicks out of my teeth. This message goes out to all of the sheep. I have been quiet, but it's time to speak. I am a lion with all of that lion. The king of the jungle woke out of his sleep. I am a beast when it come to these beats. Top of my mental was nothing but eat, I just feast. Picking the bass lines and sounds and the drums and kicks out of my teeth. This the moment that you've been waiting on. If you're talking guap, got to underlay it home. Who needs you out to the real ones that hit my phone? No comprending, no habla when you speak it, bro. Saying I'm ready if you're trying to borrow. No weapon formed against me, it should not prosper. Would've thought I was a prophet the way I profit. Would've thought I was a prophet the way I profit. From a cocoon to a butterfly. If you really know me, then you know I'm fly. Look me in my eyes, never see a lie. I can change the world like sci-fi. Them in real diamonds, damn most of nights. Real classic, boy, that shit ain't right. We be getting to the money, nigga, every night. Posted on the block like a city light. This message goes out to all of the sheep. I have been quiet, but it's time to speak. I am a lion with all of that lion. The king of the jungle woke out of his sleep. I am a beast when it come to these beats. Top of my mental was nothing but eat, I just beast. Picking the bass lines and sounds and the drums and kicks out of my teeth. This message goes out to all of the sheep. I have been quiet, but it's time to speak. I am a lion with all of that lion. The king of the jungle woke out of his sleep. I am a beast when it come to these beats. Top of my mental was nothing but eat, I just feast. Picking the bass lines and sounds and the drums and kicks out of my teeth.
Yes, this is really important. Asian Americans were redlined from opening businesses in white neighborhoods because white people didn't want Asian Americans operating in their neighborhoods and didn't want Asian Americans profiting off of white people. But because the positionality of Asian Americans is weaponized to oppress Black people, Asian Americans were being given loans to open businesses in Black communities, even though Black people were not able to receive loans to open businesses in their own communities. And as I've said before, as a result of this, Black wealth is essentially paid out twice when it goes to Asian American businesses, once when the individual pays for the goods or services, and then again when the Asian American business owner removes the profit from the community. Because usually people open businesses in their own communities, and this is mutually beneficial, where the business owner is making a livelihood off of providing goods and services to their community. And by being a member of the community, they're contributing and they're investing back into the community. This is an ideal situation, and that is not what happens with Asian American businesses operating in Black communities.
I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the great Elohim of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the great Elohim of the prophets, the great Elohim of the apostles, disciples, and martyrs, and the great Elohim to the scattered abroad today, the Elohim of Israel. And I want to say shalom to all my brothers and sisters, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Elohim and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, our Mashiach came, who is overall Elohim blessed. Shalom and blessings. Welcome to this fellowship. We're going to be talking about a touchy subject today entitled, Maybe Now They Understand, but They Still Won't Repent. What am I talking about? Everybody's aware of the current climate economically and how there are many economic struggles business-wise, all right, particularly from other demographics. A lot of businesses are suffering. A lot of businesses are being shut down. And this is something that our people have experienced for many years up till now. You know, These are issues that our people have tried to address over the years, but a lot of our complaints, a lot of our petitions have went unheard. And whenever there's a backlash or somebody want to give a backlash about it, they treat it as if we are complaining and just making excuses for why our people overall are not successful. All right. We know that there's some successful individuals among our people making decent money and making decent livings and that type of thing. But there's nothing central that our people can say that we as a people are building off of and building towards. So the pockets of people among blacks that are doing well is really to no avail. It's no effect in that. All right. The common theme is people saying that we have to compete. All right. But when you look at how things have happened to us systematically throughout this age, we don't even have to go back that far. We can start from civil rights up to now. We can look at how things systematically work against us to cause us to be what you see today. No families, no culture, no heritage, which are the main things that really help to contribute to generational wealth, having something central. All right. We're going to be talking about that today, and we're going to look at a video of a gentleman, a white gentleman, calling in on a platform of a brother who has a large platform. And this white guy is calling in to this brother's platform and expressing a grievance about illegal immigration and how illegal immigration is affecting his business and many of the quote unquote locals, as he would call it. So you have foreigners coming over to this country and they're able to outpace and outdo the locals, or what you would call the common white people. And so now they're starting to complain, whereas this has been a grievance for our people for many years. But when we bring it up, it's taken the wrong way, and they treat it as if we're just complaining and we're not trying hard enough. But now the tables are turning. So we're going to take a look at some of that today. I want to welcome my brother Kadar to the chat. What's going on, brother Kadar?
Shalom, brother. I seen y'all on last night and I didn't get to join, but I'd like to give a shout out to the Most High and thanking him for all the things he's done for us, the things he's going to do, to the Messiah, and to y'all in the chat, and to the brothers speaking his word, telling his truth. And thank you for having me on. That's a great topic. I sent you a video. It's a very small video on this topic, what you're talking about. I sent your messenger. So if you get a chance, you look at it, whatever. But it's on the topic, what you're talking about. When we're talking about us, even we go back to the early 1900s, 1919 in Arkansas, when we did build that wealth, somebody took it from us. We know that somebody was. We look at Tulsa, Oklahoma, same thing. We look at Wilmington, North Carolina. Once upon a time, it was the majority of so-called black people that was in the politics in Wilmington, and they got cast out. So Wilmington was almost like a black city at one time. So a lot of stuff that happened to us, of course, it go along with the curses of Israel, that we will be cursed going in and coming out. So, but a lot of that happened to us back then, and actually, when we tried now, it's still happening now. Now, that's not to have an excuse. I know some brothers and sisters be like, "Oh, that that right there is making up excuses on why black people are still suffering or not ahead in this country." Well, to me, when we look at that, I think the Most High don't want us to get too comfortable on where we're at. And I think it plays a big part in it.
Wow. That's That's a strong sentiment, and one that I stand behind as well. The Most High don't really want us to get uh, too comfortable in this captivity, and a lot of our people have done that, found comfort in a bed full of nails and broken glass, right? Sort of similar to that, but we're gonna talk about it tonight. I'm gonna play that video for you. I see it in the messenger too. I'm gonna play that video. But before we do, I'm gonna greet the chat. We got Brother Darnell Blackshear. Shalom, Brother Darnell. See you back again. Glad to have you as always, Brother Darnell. Brother Jason Camphor. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom back at you, Brother Jason. Glad to have you, bro. Praise him. Good to see you back. Praise him. As always, glad to have you in the chat. Praise him. Be busting us over the head with them scriptures too. Keep them coming though, because that's really what this is all about, to show that these are not petty grievances and complaints, right? The scripture said that the wealth that's owed to us is crying out. You know, our elders and forefathers of the past, the prophets, told us to cry out for the deliverance and for judgment on the nation. So, you know, that's what this is all about, showing that this is rooted in the scripture. We got Brother JPM. He say, "For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?" Who cares about the plight of our people and what we're going through? You know, even when we stand up and you know, try to cry out and let the powers that be know what we need, which is what everybody do, right? They tell us we're complaining. You know, the foreigners are outpacing you. But we see from that video what the lady said. She said that Chinese and Japanese aren't given loans or opportunities to build businesses in white communities, but because they hate our people so much, they give them an economic advantage over our people, and they come to our communities and build up their businesses and make money, right? 70% or more foreigners who come to America and open up their businesses in the Black community, while the same people in those communities who try to get loans and try to build businesses aren't able to do that. Or they have to jump through many hoops in order to try to make stuff happen. Good passage, Brother JP. I'm glad to have you, bro. We got Omiya, Sister Omiya, Yakita, Shalom Mishpachah. Shalom to the family. Glad to have you back. Sister Omiya. Marcella Smith, peace and blessings, everyone. Shalom to you, Sister Marcella. Glad to have you again. Shalom, Sister CC. She says, Shalom, Brother Ebri panel. Peace and blessings to brothers and sisters in the chat. Anybody in, what is that? NE corridor and elsewhere suffering from pollen allergies. What's NE? I'm dumb today. I'm slow. She say, suffering from pollen allergies this spring. Please pray with me for y'all to send serious rainfall. Yeah, this that time of year when all that stuff go down. Good to see you, Sister CC. What's up, Brother Kador?
No, I was looking at, I wonder what NE is. Is that New England Patriots? No, just kidding. Is that New England? I don't know.
Well, in any case, shalom and to all the brothers and sisters dealing with that. Yeah, we pray that don't really have an effect on nobody. Sister Nature Graffiti, shalom and blessings. Sister Nature Graffiti, glad to have you back once again. Brother Jason Camphor, shalom and blessings, Brother Jason. Good to see you, bro. Once again. Brother Joe Scott, shalom to Brother Joe. See you back again, Shalom family. Glad to have you, bro. We got Bethaya, Yah Bat Yah, Yisrael. Glad to see you once again, sis. Glad to have you back. Hope all is well. We have My Too Much for You, Shalom family. Good to see you once again. Hope all is well. Who we have? Sister Tawana Massey. Shalom and blessings, Sister Tawana Massey. Good to see you once again. Of course, we got my love in the chat. Good to see you, my love. Y'all, they just wore me out at the park. I went out there and played some basketball, and so I gotta do some stretching after this. But good to see you, my love, as always. Got brother Yash. Since he ain't in the chat, I'm gonna let him greet the family real quick before I continue in the chat. What's going on?
Yeah, shalom, family. Yeah, a little bit under the weather today, but it's okay. Just getting ready for tomorrow. I'll be back on the plantation.
Yeah. Good to see you, brother Yash. She said, when you get a chance, please check out the etymology of the definition of the word WOLD. Is that the word WOLD? Okay. I'm gonna look into that, brother Yash. You know anything about that?
Nah. Nah.
We learning every day, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll look into that. Matter of fact, if you got anything on that, post it, and we'll look into that and bring that out. But I appreciate that. Got the Yah Quad 12 Yehuda, shalom and blessings, Todah and blessings to his son Yehoshua. All praises to the Most High Yahweh. Todah and blessings to his son Yehoshua Mashiach. Shalom and blessings to all. Good to see you once again. Got the brother Elijah in the chat. Brother the Mighty Lion back with us once again. I'm gonna put the link in the chat in case anybody want to give some thoughts a little later on. Sister Sunny, she say shalom family. Sister Sunny, peace and blessings to you. Good to see you once again. Hope all is well. Glad to have you. Who else we got? That's about it in the chat. That's it in the chat for now. Want to thank everybody once again. Hit the like button and all that good stuff. Y'all know what it is. But for a long time, I never understood what affirmative action was, right? It wasn't until in my recent years, and when I say recent, I'm talking about within the last 10 years or so, that I really understood what affirmative action was, all right? And I want to pull it up on the screen, just a simple definition, and then we're going to play that video that Brother Kadar sent me. All right, affirmative action. I think y'all can see that pretty good. It says, in the context of the allocation of resources or employment, the practice or policy of favoring individuals belonging to groups regarded as disadvantaged or subject to discrimination. All right, so already off top, I'm confused, right? I'm a word guy. I'm a words guy, and I believe words, however words are presented, you know, and taken in, can determine how things are internalized and interpreted, right? But let me kind of break down what I see here. Within the parentheses, in the beginning of this definition, it says, in the context of the allocation of resources or employment. Let's stop right there. So in other words, resources, employment opportunities have to be allocated to everybody, right? All the demographics within a given society are allocated these resources and employment, money, schools, insurance, opportunities, what they will call the pursuit of happiness, right? Everybody has a right to the pursuit of happiness. Then it says the practice or policy of favoring individuals belonging to groups regarded as disadvantaged or subject to discrimination. So if you're dealing with a group that is disadvantaged, subject to discrimination, how are they being favored, right? How are you being favored if you're in a group that's disadvantaged, subject to discrimination, if you're being allocated the resources that you need to not have to go through those things? Where's the favor in that? What you brothers think about that? I know I can be kind of complicated in my analysis of things, but what do y'all think about that when you see affirmative action basically is defined as resources being distributed to disadvantaged groups or groups that's subject to discrimination, but they call it favoring? So who are you favoring these people over?
When I looked at affirmative action, I think when we look at that, I always thought it meant, say, like me and you going to college, right? And somebody's dad is like the mayor of Reedsville, right? But on the other hand, you had to get grants and loans to get into college. But you want to get a job, right? In other words, they try to use affirmative action as in it doesn't matter how much money your family got, even though you good, you can get the job before somebody is poor. That's why I would look at it. And I think that's the way they used it too.
Yeah, but then once again, you're talking about disadvantaged groups and groups subject to discrimination.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying too,
Yeah.
because
Go ahead.
That's how they give it to us. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's how they give it to us. And they say groups are subject to discrimination. That means whoever they think can be subject to discrimination. In other words, I'm gonna hire this guy because he's less fortunate. His family lives in a tore-up house. They don't have much money. But this guy, he's rich. His family got it going on. They just want him to go out here and work. Then they would use that as being a discrimination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you think, Brother Yash, when it comes to this idea of affirmative action?
Well, I at one time was a beneficiary. Well, twice a beneficiary of affirmative action. The first time when it first came out, this was like in 1986, and I applied for this job at this air conditioning and heating company, and I got the job, and as I was trying to do to be the best, this that, but my boss used to always tell me that the government was on their backs, and was telling them they had to hire somebody who was black, or in other words, stop working so hard. All you got to do is show up. They kept telling me no matter what you do, as long as you just show up to work. Because so it was like if a company has 10 white employees and they had a history of just being all white, then they had to hire a black person.
It's kind of like a quota.
Yeah, a quota. Okay, fast forward to 2011. See, that was the beginning. See, I'm gonna show you how the devil works. That was the beginning of it. That was the affirmative action that Jesse Jackson and all our people was fighting for. Fast forward to by the time they got to 2011, really in the 2000s, really probably in the 90s, they realized that the way they worded it, you could honestly say that the most disenfranchised group in their eyes was white women, because white women didn't have the right to vote. As a matter of fact, they say black men had got the right to vote quicker than white women. Um, White women were held under, and they weren't allowed to have. They weren't allowed to have certain jobs unless it was nursing and this and that, this and that. Anyway, uh, so it turns out that affirmative action benefits benefited white women the most, and but they use us as the face, as the political face, to keep the argument against us. Whenever we go to fight for something, they'll use that argument of affirmative action being unfair to uh, use it to persecute us, but they used it to benefit themselves. Because I had worked for the lady, and Jewish lady, and she was telling us how she was getting all the government contracts. She's a big company too, and getting all the major contracts because of affirmative action. Because she the one who broke down the white history. The white women weren't allowed to do this and all that and this and that, and because of affirmative action, she was able to get these major construction contracts, government contract with the telecommunications company, because that's the side I worked on, and things like that. And so that's how they do their wording. Uh, that's how they do their. That's why they word it in such a way. What they say, the allocation of resources or employment, the practice of or policy of favoring individuals belonging to groups regarded as disadvantaged or subject to discrimination. And white women were feeling disadvantaged. That's what the women's lib movement was, and they was feeling discriminated. So affirmative action turned out to be to their benefit and our detriment, because now it gave jobs that would otherwise you could get you can employ 10,000 people, and you can have uh, 5, 6, 7,000 of black people overqualified, but because of overqualified to do the job, but because of affirmative action, all they got to do is hire that quota, and it don't have to be. Now you can mix it up to between black men, black women. Black women count as double because one, they're black and they're women. So 500 black women equals 1,000 black men. You can throw in a few Hispanics, a few Asians, and so it actually worked to our detriment, while it but it worked to the benefit of everybody else.
Yeah, we were on the forefront of it.
Yeah, we're the face, because now if you want to take it to court, all you got to do is throw the black face on it, or say it like they made us the face of welfare, even though they're the major beneficiaries of it. You throw us on there, and when you want an unfavorable ruling where you can target us while you let their people pass. And that's what that does. It causes targeting. And here you got people going to colleges as saying they was discriminated against because they feel that they're better qualified just for their skin color. Just because they're whiteness, they automatically say they got to be better than you.
Right.
They don't know your test scores. Half of them people was dummies. I went to school with a lot of them. They don't know your test scores. They don't know this, know that, but they do know one thing. They know their whiteness.
The persuasion for the occasion. Huh?
Exactly.
One thing I did notice about affirmative action from a basic understanding of it. Like I said, I never really understood it until recently, but every time I used to hear affirmative action, affirmative action, affirmative action, they would pretty much make the connection between that and Black people, right? And I always remember Black people, or our people rather, and I'm gonna quit saying Black people. All right, our people. One thing I realized is that our people did have to stand up and fight and protest for opportunities, schools, jobs, all of these things. Our people never went and protested and fought for handouts, right? Even when you see all these different committees going to approach the big wigs and the people at the top for reparations, they're not going and asking for handouts, right? They're going and they're petitioning the people at the top for what is owed to us. I want to address a couple of comments. Yaquab, he put a good comment. He say, he comments on reparations not to discourage. I just believe the same way Yah did it in Egypt, he going to do it again. On our way out and not before. It will be on Yah time. And that's all we saying too, right? I just believe that these committees that's going and petitioning for reparations, it has to happen that way because that has to go on the heavenly record. That has to go on record to say, okay, our people did approach, our people did cry out, they protested, and they asked for the wealth that belongs to our people overall. And the reason I agree with this is because in order for them to really pay us back, think about all the wealth that they accumulated. That will pretty much bankrupt this nation altogether, right? That'll put them in a worse position that they claim to be in now, to have to pay us back. But when you look at the debt that this nation is in, that could have been made up from not withholding opportunities, not withholding the things that should have been allocated to us, right? If a group of people have to go and protest and cry out for resources, employment, opportunities, right? That's like a person having to beg for the basic necessities. And if they have to do that, that means that something is being withheld from them. That's a mismanagement of wealth in this nation. The wealth is being distributed or maldistributed, right? When you look at one group of people who control 90% or more of the wealth in this nation, what does that say? All right. They control most of the wealth in this nation, whereas our people only control less than 1% of the wealth. And they want to tell you about Black unemployment and how Black unemployment is down and all these different things. That doesn't translate into wealth. The more of our people who are working, that's more beneficial to the people at the top, not us. But I agree, and I'm for this. Give us what we owe and let us go. You see what I'm saying? Give us what's owed to us and let us go. Brother JPM said, I look at it as a Band-Aid because we can never be on equal footing under a nation who enslaved us and oppresses as to this day. It just looks good on paper to say we are opening up opportunities. Exactly. See, that's a part of it that the people who speak against our people crying out don't consider, that there's a spiritual aspect to it, right? The Most High is allowing all this to happen so that he could bring judgment on this nation. Affirmative action. I always saw it as our people standing up and fighting for the right to be equals, right? Which, if you had to put this outside of the parameters of the truth, that would be a logical petition, right? Give us the opportunities, give us the things that are owed to us, right? Allow us to get the loans to open up businesses and build up our communities the way that y'all are building up y'all communities. The way that y'all distributing wealth to foreigners, giving them all the wealth and letting them open up businesses in our communities, right? But all this is gonna, circle back around to what we're gonna be actually dealing with, because these are the things that our people have been crying out for all this time. They've been blocking it, and now we're starting to see a shift in that. We're starting to see a shift in the position. Whereas we were struggling and couldn't open up businesses and had to suffer economically and financially as a whole, we're starting to see that tide turn. I'm gonna pull up this video. You brothers got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're seeing the shift in the thing, but in the tide turning, but that's and all that is forced from the voices of people like us and what they call the new black media, because they sit over here. You know how nosy they are. I believe we had a nosy one listening on us last night, interjected into the conversations a few times, couldn't help himself, and I don't mind. I just hope that he liked the video when he left. But so they're hearing us. So when we hear our people, our politicians, like we had that one talking about $15 trillion or $14 trillion or whatever the heck he said, no good and darn well, they just jumping on the bandwagon to appease us, but they the backstabbers of our people. That's all I'm gonna say.
Too tough right there. Just greeting the new people in the chat. Abigail, Abaya, shalom to you. Good to see you in the chat. Joy 31608, shalom to you. Up next, shalom and blessings to you. Glad y'all could join in with us. So we under fair use. Brother Kadar, is this the video? Is this the one in particular you was talking about? Let me show this fair use sign real quick. We blocking the bots because they've been on me, y'all. They petty as hell too. Brother Kadar, this the one?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right, fair use.
After the Civil War, Black people started making communities where they could accumulate wealth. Organizations like the KKK and white supremacists decided that didn't get to exist. Places like Black Wall Street, Rosewood, multiple others were burned to the ground and everyone was killed. Anyone that survived, all of their information was burned inside their houses. When Black people went to the banks to retrieve their money, to rebuild everything, the bank said, no, all of their bank cards have been burned. They couldn't get their money back. All of those banks still exist and still have all their money, and it's all accumulated wealth. White people from that particular time in that area were able to get their money back. This is why reparations are necessary to atone for our actions. We literally created poverty on purpose for multiple people.
So you have some people who would agree that reparations are necessary and that they're owed, right? Let's keep it on that note, right? When we talk about reparations, a lot of people want to give their opinion and their thoughts. Well, this is how I feel, and reparations will just be another division, which to me doesn't really matter, because the racial wealth gap is a division. And they try to cover that up by telling you, well, Black unemployment is down, right? Under the Trump administration, Black unemployment went down. Not understanding that employment helps the bottom line. The more people who are employed, the more tax dollars they can generate. So that's what that's all about. That's why I say Trump was a businessman. everybody loving him and everything, but he understands the business of the economy. If you want this economy to thrive, if you want us to be able to continue with the wealth and maintaining the defense budget and all that, we have to put people to work, right? Now, however a person feel because they're working, that's personal. If you feel on top because you have a job, or however you feel, that's a personal thing, you know, and we'll let you have that feeling of prosperity or whatever, as long as the bottom line is being met. You know, our people being employed just means that our people have more money to spend and dish out when it comes to other communities and neighborhoods. Just like the lady said, you know, black wealth is distributed twice, you know. So they call us liquid money. So that kind of thing. And I want to show something real quick. Brother Kadar, go ahead and give your thoughts on that video real quick. I'm gonna pull up something real fast.
That video right there is something. When I heard it, I didn't. It's the first time I heard that about all the wealth that was in these banks, and they wouldn't give the money back. Now that right there, it was like, what? Because I know what happened in Black Wall Street, but the problem is they completely just took our money, our people's money, and didn't return the money. Come on, man. And it still, you know, these things is not even taught in our history book. It's not even taught within our people. I'm going to tell you, this right here reminds me when I was around 22, maybe. I was working for this company called Pluma. It was a textile company. They went out of business, right? But when they went out of business, I had to be around 26, maybe. When they went out of business, all the 401k that we had in there, they took it. Kid you not, they took it. So they took our money. Same thing happened.
And so a lot of people, when you bring up Black Wall Street, I've heard a couple of people, Larry Elder and some other brother, you know, they went on this rant about black people always bringing up Black Wall Street. Well, don't you know 5 years after the destruction of Black Wall Street that it was rebuilt? And my thing is, you know, okay, they rebuilt Black Wall Street with their own resources, right? They had to rebuild it basically from scratch. So you telling me that these people can come in, destroy your community, destroy your town, take all your wealth and not make any amends for it, right? And you, once again, pull yourself up and rebuild it. Okay, that's a great thing. But does that erase the fact that these people destroyed your neighborhoods and took your wealth, killed people, men, women, and children, bombed the city from the sky? Right? They literally bombed Black Wall Street from the sky. They dropped bombs on
them. You know what? And it was rebuilt. But tell the whole story. It wasn't rebuilt by the same community. Then people could never return. See, because that's what these squatters laws is about. You know, they ran us out of whole counties. Then they'll come in there and squat in your thing. It became their possession, because that's that possession is 9/10 of the law BS that they be talking about. So it was rebuilt by their communities for their benefit. Yet the people who did leave, they never was able to go back. They didn't go back there.
They couldn't go back.
They couldn't go back. See, Larry Elder and them, I'm good.
Right, go ahead.
Nah,
I don't like his ass either.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, man. These people, they are so wicked and they are so sold out. Those are the children of the elders that went up in the days of Antiochus. Those are the ones, the children of the elders who said, "Let us cast off our ways and let us take on the ways of the heathens that are about us." because since we've been serving the Lord, we've been having trouble. You know what I mean? So they built themselves a gymnasium. They did that. And they went up there, and furthermore, they went up there. Their seed is still living, and we see that. And made it against the law for us to practice our own law. And to this day, those are the same ones that rise up against, ain't no Hebrew did like this, Hebrew. Those are them.
Yeah. The same people. The
Same
descendants.
That's why the Messiah said, and some of you be standing here will not taste of death. He was talking about your blood. The blood that flows in your veins is going to be there when I get here. And y'all going to get it when I come.
What you see on the screen is the Black Massacre, of a map of all the Black massacres that took place from the earliest date that's on here is what, like 1863? From 1863 all the way up to 1943. All right. Now, this was during Jim Crow era. And these are all of the cities where our people thrived and had communities. And we all know the history of what took place in these cities. You see Rosewood on there. You see New Orleans. You see Tulsa, right? Detroit. All right, these are all the cities that our people, once they were left alone and left to themselves, they built communities and cities, and they was able to thrive in those cities, right? But what happened? They came in and they destroyed all of these cities. Never made amends, never paid back the wealth, never said, okay, we did this in this nation. So we don't even have to go back as far as chattel slavery, right? We don't even have to go back that far. 246 years of free slave labor that made this nation great. Let's just forget about that. All right. Let's throw that away, right? And let's just focus on this. Right? All the wealth, all the opportunities, the schools, the businesses, the hospitals, everything all destroyed out of envy and jealousy because our people were thriving during this time. Go ahead. You want to add something to that? Brother Kadar?
Oh, no, I was just listening. I'm sorry. I hit it off the meat right here.
All right. So we see it right here. Let me see what else I got. It was something else I wanted to look at real quick. I'm gonna stop sharing that because that sort of disturbs me, man. How we can just give a pass. All right. Well, I didn't even want to go here just yet. Sister Abigail said that's a lot. And the thing about it, you don't even know about that in history. All right. They don't even teach you this in history. Nobody's aware of these things in history. But when you look at our people today, you're looking at an end result of all of these things, right? Systematically happening to our people from that point, even when you get to the civil rights period. All systematic, right? But none of this stuff is supposed to affect us. We're supposed to keep pulling ourselves up, which we do, right? You look at everything our people accomplished, right, in this nation, in spite of all of those things, in spite of being discriminated against, we still find a way to make a mark or to make things happen. It's just now, why do we have to keep doing that? Why do we have to keep starting from scratch whenever we establish something, they come in and take it. Look at all the land that was taken from our people after chattel slavery, the ones who did have land. All the land that was taken from them, the same way they destroyed these communities, they just go in and cause you to just leave all your money. You can't retrieve your money. You can't retrieve your land, your possessions. You have to go somewhere and start from scratch. Why do we have to keep doing that in this nation, right? A nation that's supposed to be so great and prosperous and land of the free and all this kind of stuff. Why do we have to keep doing that? Let me see something. You brothers give your thoughts on that. I'm trying to find this other passage I had. I gotta probably pull it up again. But give me some thoughts on that.
You know, when you research, even go back when we was deep in Rome around 62 AD, one of the things Nero Caesar did, he started a fire and burnt down part of the city because he wanted to, rebuild something there. But then he blamed it on us, And I wonder, was that part of the city? Was it our city? In other words, did we own that land, even in the Roman Empire during that time, or did we supposedly, had deeds to that land? Because it seemed like the same thing happened in America when we look at our black cities and what they did to them. I never researched that, but it just a thought came up in my head. I wonder when Nero did that was the part where we was living at, and we know what happened after that.
Yep. I don't know. That's something to look into, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. But they do have a pattern.
You're right. I wouldn't be surprised at all, because once again, they don't want us to have nothing, and that's what it comes down to. They don't want us to have nothing. They'll tell you, "Oh, you don't try hard enough. You don't do this, you don't do that." And when we do it, they change the goalposts on you. Right? First, it was black people need to get out and vote. Okay. We went out and did that in droves, and they pushed the goalposts on you. The first time I went to vote, that was when Bush was in office. That was back when Bush was president. That was the first time I ever voted. And it was because all of our people were saying, get out and vote, get out and vote. Okay. I get out there and vote. And at the time, I had to go and vote in pretty much an all white district because of the area that I lived in, close to Southern Methodist, the college. So because of that, you have to go and vote in certain areas. So I'm standing in line and, bam, I forget who was that. I think it was John Kerry. I voted John Kerry, bam. And everybody, black people, go vote, go vote, go vote. Next thing you know, they had a news interview saying that if you didn't vote in the last 3 elections, then your vote is pretty much null and void. It didn't count. And I'm thinking, how the hell y'all know who voted anyway? I didn't put my name on nothing. Right? If you didn't vote in the last 3 elections, your vote probably will be untallied. Right? Because they saw all these Negroes go out there and vote at one time. And so whenever we do something as a whole, they're going to change the goalposts on us. So let me go ahead and pull this up. Hold on. Because now we starting to see the tides change. We starting to see the shift. And it shall come to pass when all these things will come upon thee, the blessing and the curses, Deuteronomy 30, which I have set before thee. Because once again, this is the element we have to include. A lot of this we're going through is not because we're lazy and we, don't want to work hard, anything like that. We do work hard. It's just that we don't benefit from the work that we put in. The Most High said it would be that way. And he caused this to happen to us because of our disobedience. Right? And thou shalt call them to mind among the nations, whether Yahweh or thy Elohim have driven thee, and shall return unto Yahweh or thy Elohim, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy Elohim will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether Yahweh thy Elohim have scattered thee. And if any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy Elohim gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. So he's saying the time is going to come that I'm going to gather all my people from all the places where I've driven them and scattered them. No matter where you are, you can be under a rock, under the deepest ocean on this earth, and the Most High is going to send and fetch you from under that rock. It says, and Yahweh thy Elohim will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. Right? He's going to multiply us above our fathers in every way, in our wealth, in our offspring, and what we produce, and even in our worship and in our understanding of him. Right? He's given us revelations now in our time that the prophets didn't even understand. They just had to write it down so that it would benefit us in our time. That's multiplication. It says, and Yahweh thy Elohim will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed to love Yahweh thy Elohim with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And Yahweh thy Elohim will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Right? We got to understand that no matter how people feel, right? No matter what you think, we are in the land of our enemies. We are among enemies. We are among people who hate us, right? It's just that nobody really has a reason to do anything right now because we haven't really come together yet. If we just do that one thing, we just come together and show unity, right? Look at how all the people respond to that. Look at how angry they get when we even mention anything that pertains to us and us alone, how offended they get, how angry they get when reparations are mentioned, and the fact that this nation owes us. They don't even address that. They don't even address the fact that this government and this nation owes us. They tell you how they feel. They start saying stupid stuff like, well, who's supposed to pay? Am I supposed to pay? Right? The same people who paid the Native Americans, the Asians, and various other groups, the same people that's sending money, your tax dollars, to other nations now and allowing foreigners to come over here and live off of Social Security money that belongs to you. They cutting your Social Security and giving it to them, letting these people live for free in high-class hotels that they destroying, right? The same people who gave it to them is the same people who owe us. The Most High said he's going to turn these curses on our enemies, and we starting to see that now. This is what we're going to be focusing on. This video that I'm about to show is a video of a white gentleman calling into a brother's platform complaining about illegal immigrants taking jobs, causing his business and other locals to have to shut down because these illegal immigrants are coming over and getting contracts, right? Getting all the contracts, doing work, doing low quality work, you know. And these are the same people that that people say are the hardest working people in the world. They the hardest working people, right? No, they not. They just got all the jobs, right? They just got all the jobs. So these people come over, they get all the jobs, right? And now there's a complaint because it's affecting your pockets. This is the same thing we've been saying for many years, right? Illegal immigrations, y'all letting these people come over here and take our jobs. I remember back when there was this dispensation of time where you heard a lot of black people saying, man, I'm not working for that little bit of money, you know. I'm not working for no $5 an hour or minimum wage when I have the skills, I have the experience, I have the expertise, right? I've proven myself on this job. It's time for you to pay me now. What did they do when our people start saying, okay, it's time for y'all to pay us now? You know, y'all giving us all this responsibility with no promotions. It's time for y'all to pay us now. What did they do? They pushed us to the side and they gave all the jobs to the illegal immigrants. You even had Negroes saying, man, y'all crazy. The Mexicans come over here and work for $5 an hour, right? They outdoing you because they working for $5 an hour. Well, this is the thing. They coming in and you saying they working for $5 an hour, whereas I've been at this company or in this position this amount of time, this many years, and by virtue of that, having a clean track record, right? Good rapport. Come on, man, run that paper. I got a family. I got things that I need to take care of, and I can't do it on this same level while my skills and my expertise are advancing, right? My pay need to advance as well. Nah, get on out of here. We'll hire somebody that'll do it for cheap, right? Or at least they'll say that. They say that these people coming over here working for $5 an hour and all that, but that's not always the case. I've worked with them before. I've come in with my experience and have to still start at a base level, right? Whereas one of them come in and they say that they have experience and they start them out with, you know, however many dollars more, you know, $5 more or whatever for their experience. But they coming in with experience just like me. Can barely speak a alphabet of English. But because of their experience, they come in and they surpass you all because of who is running these companies and who is giving the opportunities. And they tell you that they the hardest working people. And what do? We still maintain, right? We still hold it down until they decide they want to do something different. But now it's an issue because it's happening to you. Look at what y'all did to us. Y'all allowed these people to come in and do what they did purposely just to outrule us. Black people who get money, they get their money and they move to a better neighborhood, right? What happens after that? Who comes right in after that? They do. And they come in and get grants. They come in and get loans. They open up grocery stores, right? In the same community that you lived in and moved out of, now they in it and they got all kind of businesses, food shops, stores. You go in every cell phone shop you go into, they in there running it. If you want insurance for your car, guess what? You got to go in there and see them because they running it. In the town we in now, all the insurance companies are ran by Mexicans. They got a Mexican grocery store along with the other stores in the community, right? But these are the same communities that we lived in and couldn't open up grocery stores, couldn't do any of that. What y'all think, bro? I know I'm rambling, but the tides are changing. Now you're about to see a Gentile making the same complaint that we've been complaining about for the last 50, 60 years, right? Y'all holding back wealth from our community. Y'all holding back opportunities. Y'all holding back good food, right? All these sources showing that they purposely sending food, genetically modified food, fake food, right? Food that they made out of corpses. I'm gonna just say it like that. They put these things and they purposely allocate those things to our communities. And the people who don't look like us are selling us these things and benefiting from it, taking the money out of the community. Right? And they talk about black people don't, the black dollar don't even last 5 hours in the community. Where the hell you gonna spend it? Even if you spend it in your community, it's going right back out because you don't own the businesses in your community. You don't control your produce. You don't control the schools. You don't even control the policies in your community. I remember on one of Nas' songs, say Dirty Water. Yeah. Nas had a song where he was breaking down the hood and he was saying that the drugs kept the hood from starving. And that was profound. That means that in order for people to make a living, you had people who had to go to other means just to make a living because all the jobs were moved to other communities and outsourced. When I lived in my city, I had to go outside of my city to get a decent job. You got to drive at least a half an hour or more just to go and get a decent job. Half an hour or more. So you talking about anywhere from a half hour to 2 hours, right? Now you have to factor that in because of your commute. They don't want you to prosper. You brothers got any thoughts on that?
That really said it, man. And that hit home when you remind me about that year when Nas said the drugs, and that was truth. They literally kept the community from starving at one time. You know what I mean? And it was their money supply and providing for black barbershops and restaurants, and while we still had them all around the hood, So
no wonder people looked up to the dope dealers.
Exactly.
When we was young, it was the dope dealers that, hey man, here, take this $5 and go to stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Go get you something from the corner store. Here, come cut my front yard, man. Here, boom.
Yep.
We young, just running around trying to get a jungle juice. Jungle juice was $1, so you $5. Come on,
for real.
That's a day's work. You come up on the $5, that's a day's work, man.
For real, jungle juice out.
Come on now. Go ahead, brother Kadar.
Yeah, that is true. The dope dealers, even when Biggie said they called the cops on him, he was trying to make some money just to feed his daughter, in the song. So let you know that they was doing what they had to do. In some other words, might have been hurting other people. But they take all these jobs and stuff away from us. And we can't even survive. And that's what, and it boils down to, how are you going to survive? And then they cause us, a lot of us in our community dropping out of school, and they make it, then don't get a felony. You done. So these are the things that it's like Tupac said, it wasn't meant for us to survive.
Right.
No. So these are the setups they put in our way. But I was going to say, Brother Eric, you sound like Malcolm X on here. Bring it.
Really, really, really.
don't say that. I don't want no unwanted attention.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody throwing no bombs in my window. Say, then they purge the neighborhood by eminent domain, pushing the minority population to the outskirts, right? And these same communities, once again, we living in them. Your great grandmama lived there, your great great grandmama, right? Now you go to these communities and see what they look like. You see all kind of businesses and different things like that they were allowed to do, right? That's what CC say. If our people were to have risen up to do well overall on a large scale, that would go against what y'all prophesied. That prophecy identifies us. Exactly. But you know that he said that they furthered our affliction. You know, talking about Esau, he said, man, you took everything and didn't leave nothing left. All right. Yeah, I told my people that it would be like this because that's the heart that's in you. You know, this is how the nations feel towards us, and the Most High allowed it because our people broke the heart of the Most High. Right? If you liken it to a relationship between a man and a woman, our people broke the Most High's covenant. They committed adultery. And any man who loves a woman, when you do that, that devastates him. The Most High was hurt behind the deeds of our people. So he allowed this to happen. Look, y'all don't want to serve me with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, then you're going to serve your enemies. But you're going to serve somebody. All right? I created you either to be on top. I created you to be on top. But if you don't want to do the things that I'm petitioning you to do, then you're going to be on the bottom. And so our people don't understand that. We go fighting for equality and all this kind of stuff. But the Most High never intended for us to be equal. Right? Look at how many times our people have risen to prominence and wealth, and it all just came crashing down in an instant. Fulfilling the Most High's word due to how these people feel about us prospering. They don't want us to prosper. Right? We're not even thinking about them. If we say, okay, leave us alone, let us do our thing, guess what? They on the outside looking in, worrying about us. You know, worrying about our wealth, pocket watching. Oh, don't give them reparations because, you know, all they're gonna do is give it back to Cadillac or Benz. So, I mean, ain't that what y'all want? Right? Every nation that our people have been in, we made those nations wealthy and prosperous. Right? Nobody makes that connection, though. But y'all know how we do it, man. Fair use. We're going to get into this. Let me share it real quick. This is a video of a prominent platform, and the video is kind of I had to record it from my phone, you know, and I'm gonna give y'all the backdrop on this video. This is a brother by the name of Anthony Brian Logan. He has a large platform on YouTube. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Wow, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Okay. He has a large following on YouTube, right? And so the other night, I was just at home chilling. You know, I was messing around with my smoker, trying to test it out, had something on it, and just kind of, you know, lounging around and monitoring that. And I was checking out some different platforms and everything. So I came across his brother's platform, and he's one of the brothers on YouTube who, in my idea, he tries to avoid a lot of issues of race, right? He tries not to look at things from a racial element. And I think a lot of times, you know, that's done to stay neutral and not judge things based on color, which, you know, is good. in some cases, and it's not. If you judging from a standpoint of what's right and what's wrong, then you can't be a respecter of persons, But when it comes to issues of race, when it comes to issues of Black people being oppressed in this nation, these are things in my view that they don't really like to address or acknowledge. With them, it's all about, Black people coming together and doing different things, which, I advocate for Black people doing well. My position is that even though you have certain Black people doing well, this doesn't translate into anything overall as a whole, because we don't have a culture. We don't have our own land or anything central. So everything that we do accumulate, it has to go back out to them in one way or another, because we don't have anything central. And even that's by design. So if a majority of our people were to get the mindset to progress and come together, then we will see a big backlash from that, in spite of people saying that y'all need to get it together or do whatever. They don't really want to see that. But as I was watching this, he came across a segment. He had a call-in segment, and a gentleman called in, and he started to complain about illegal immigrants coming in and taking the jobs and pretty much charging the same price, if not more, as the locals. So where you have people saying these Mexicans come in and do jobs for cheap, no, that's not always the case. That's just a saying to sort of validate their view of Black people being lazy and not want to do nothing. They're not doing the same work for cheap. They're doing the same work for the same price, if not more. Right? But we under fair use. We're going to check this out, and y'all going to see what I'm talking about the tables turning, about how these people respond to the same issues that has been affecting us, right? Let's see how it is. Y'all want to give some thoughts before I play it? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Fair use.
I possibly can. Who am I speaking to? 75
ABL, what's happening, my friend? This is Glenwood Curtis calling from Eastern Shore, Virginia.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Another day. How are you? You're looking happy and healthy, and it's good to talk to you again.
Likewise, man. I'm doing well.
I'm glad to hear it. Can I talk a moment about the migrant crisis that you were referring to, and let's say New York City for a moment?
Sure.
I don't think it's only in New York City. I'm thinking that these are the places that it's being reported because it's more widely populated. Even in places, more rural areas like the one I live in are seeming to be kind of flooded at the moment. And anyway, I just wanted to ask you what you think about, I guess, I don't know, people like myself should try to adjust to the situation, or how do we try to deal with it? I mean, myself, I'm a small business owner and have been for close to a decade, and I'm essentially about to shut down the business because every job has pretty much been being taken by incoming migrants. I mean, I'm a construction business owner.
Now I'm gonna stop it right there. All right. When I first heard this, I listened to it, and once it was done, I was like, whoa, now would you listen at that? All right, this dude is almost speaking as if he's ashamed to say this stuff, and he's asking this brother, what should I do? Should I should we adjust? Well, what have y'all been telling us all of this time?
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's what you need to do.
This dude sounds pathetic, man. He sounds like he almost want to break down and cry because migrants are coming in and taking the jobs, taking the positions, right? And now you're going to hear him go more into detail about what he does, right? And him having to possibly shut his business down because of the migrants, illegal migrants. How are these people able to even come over here and make money like that if they're illegal? We know it's being done on purpose, and we know why it's being done. But there's a saying, you could cut off your nose to spite your face.
Exactly.
Right? You're letting all these immigrants coming over here trying to monitor us and keep us down. Now it's turning around and it's biting you right in your backside. What did you think was going to happen? Thought they were just going to come and just, they already taking over our communities. Right? Now they have to outsource and do things. There was this, I used to do landscaping, right? And I used to work with these Hispanics. Don't you know that whenever you on a crew, you have a crew leader, and he's the one that pretty much drives around, and he does work, and everybody has a certain assignment that they do when you go to different places. And you sort of work as a unit. But one thing that this dude was doing, and I peeped game on what he was doing, all right? He used to always tell me about how on the weekends he would do his own business. He would go and mow lawns and do all kind of stuff on his own aside from the company. So what he would do was when we would go places, he would talk to all these different white people and he would tell them about his business while we're on company time. While we're on company time, he's negotiating with these white people, telling them, I'm going to come build your flower bed. I'm going to come do this and do that. And, taking side trips on the way back to the office. And he's stopping at people's houses, promoting his own personal business on company time. And these are white people. Right? Now, you tell me what part of the game is that? Where you're on a company time, but you're promoting your own business so that so once Friday come, Saturday and Sunday, you can go do your own thing. He telling me all about this. Right? That's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. You're on the company's time that's paying you, but you making deals with these white people to promote your own business, and you going and doing the work for cheaper, right? For a little bit cheaper than what the company would charge. But this is what you're dealing with. This is how they do, right? I'm gonna play some more. Y'all got some thoughts on that?
Nah, because but when our people used to do that, there was always someone there to rat them out. Even if they didn't know what they were doing, but they thought they was doing, they'll go and rat them out. Now this person's out of a job, they could hold in their job, and so hey, they're getting what they deserve.
They call it soliciting. He on company time. Now he could easily, because the company we work for, they did all that same stuff, right? But when they come out there and they talk to the crew leader, they see we work with a company and they ask, oh, can y'all do this and do that? What he do is he slipped them his own personal business card.
And you know what? And that's what a lot of them used to do. They always try to see what extra you can do. But the truth is, it's the people who was doing that. They the one who would ask if you could do extra, knowing good and darn well you ain't gonna do extra. leaving themselves open, hoping that they could get you to, hoping that they would get somebody to do a side deal. So they got to blame their customers for that.
But see, if you a customer, you looking to try to save money. So if if you want something done, right, and the company offers that service, and let's say you want a flower bed built, or you want to start some kind, you want to build a tunnel in your backyard, and you want to put all these pretty little tiles and stuff down. Okay, the company might offer to do that for $1,200, right? $1,200 service, we'll do it. Well, I got my own business. Here's my card. I'll do it for $1,000, right? I'll do it for $1,000, and I'll save you a couple of hundred. I'll do it for $900, right? And yeah, he coming and telling me all of this stuff. I'm telling you, man, it's not what y'all think it is.
Yeah.
Them some of the shiestiest people you'll ever deal with, man.
Of course.
Doing all kind of stuff. I done been around dudes snorting powder on the job, smoking weed.
Yep.
Dude done brought a whole case. Asked me if I want to hit it. I'm like, hell no, I don't want to hit that. I'm good. So now they looking at me wondering if I'm gonna go rat them out. I'm like, nah, y'all ain't got to worry about me, man, because I'm not finna go to your people and rat you out.
Yeah.
Y'all do what y'all do. Just don't get me caught up in no shit, because that's when it's gonna really get real. If y'all start trying to put my name in anything, that's when the tide's gonna change.
Exactly.
Don't bring that around me.
They offer me beer so many times. I work with them. I'll be bringing their products and big doors and windows when they building new houses. Hey, man, you want some beer? No. And they be getting tore up the whole day.
Yeah.
Nobody does nothing now. We was out there doing that. Oh, man.
And that's why that work really be shoddy. Shingles zizzing you in the face on a windy day, all sorts of crazy stuff. Their work was shoddy.
You been to stub your toe because they supposed to lay some tiles down. The tiles are crooked. Now you stubbing your toe.
Uneven.
Come on, man. They the hardest working people. Okay, let's get some more fair use.
And everything you see now is pretty much all being taken by illegal immigrants at the moment, and I'm shutting down, like literally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what you can really do about that, because this is part of the problem with the illegal immigration is that they are flooding a lot of the job market, cheaper labor, cheaper. And it's hard for you to really get these jobs because they're just being taken on for cheaper. And they're not really concerned about the quality all the time. It's just, can we turn this out, turn and burn? So it's hard to really fight against that. I'm not really sure I'm not sure what you can do to fight against it, to be honest with you.
So go ahead.
In other words, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Exactly.
Your bootstraps, that's all he told me.
That's code for that. I don't know.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I don't know what to tell you.
Because it's the same old song. It's just coming from a different singer now. We've been singing that same song. All right, y'all are allowing these people with no documentation to come over here, get jobs, make money, and it's undercutting us, right? We've been saying that. But now we see the tides changing. Hey man, I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't know what you can do about that. Maybe you can lower your prices. Say welcome to the Black experience. Yo, welcome to the Black experience. Welcome to the club. Now, let's see if y'all can drink this cup we've been drinking all this time. The same cup. Brother Kadar had to check out. Right? Suck it up, Buttercup. Get this double cup. A double cup is what they're about to get. And now we see, right? Like I say, this dude almost sounded ashamed to even bring this out. And then if you follow these people's content, you know, it's almost like he's sitting there like, damn, you know, I don't know what to say about that. You know, this is not common for white people to come and make these type of complaints. See? Now it sounds like you complaining. But
you know the lifestyle turning our captivity before our eyes when the white man complaining to the black man.
Yeah, you know it's real.
Good job.
That's how you know it's real.
That's real. It done got real.
You know, it's like I was in the grocery store one day a while back, and I think I was maybe getting a money order or something like that. And I'm standing in line, and this old white dude turned around. He just started complaining to me about how they cut my Social Security and this. I just looked at him. I ain't say nothing. Just looked at him. You know. And, you know, he just turning red in the face and just so upset about this, and that. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm just trying to get me a money order, get the hell up out of here so I can go do what I need to do. They'll probably hear you better than they hear me on your issue. I don't know why you're telling me, but, hey, ain't nothing I can do.
Fight my battle. That's what he's saying.
Like, hey.
Every time y'all fight and win, we all done.
Yeah.
Once the gays and the Asians and everybody else, we give up. We looking for this bootstrap.
Right.
You know.
I don't even know what a bootstrap is.
Yeah.
And how you can pull yourself up by it. You know, only the Most High knows, but we've been doing it. We've been doing it. What'd you say, Brother Yash?
I said we've been doing it. I'm just laughing.
Yeah, we've been on that pull yourself up and all this, and it's like, all right, man, look, why we gotta keep pulling ourselves up when you owe me? You owe us. Right? And I'm in agreement with the scripture. It's gonna happen the way it's gonna happen, but they owe us. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to take hell and high water for them to pay us. And that's exactly what's coming. Hell and high water. Right? Because it ain't impossible. Hell and high water ain't impossible. It's coming. And it's going to force them to come off what they owe.
And yeah, I just looked up what a bootstrap is. What image is. They don't even know. They just gave some old website. Bootstrap. One of them say BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A whole bunch of. I don't see a bootstrap though.
Like, what is a bootstrap?
Oh, it's some intricate web designing.
That one bootstrap. Same boots. Like
bootstrap.
Like, how you know I got some boots? You know?
Yeah, right?
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I don't have no boots. You know? Y'all took my boots. And the straps.
Yeah, for real.
Fair use.
I'm not either, to be honest. ABL, I guess that's kind of why I was reaching out. I don't know, maybe, I don't know if anybody else had brought it to your attention, but it's kind of a thing. And in all honesty, I mean, I have friends who are migrants that are, also business owners, and honestly, they're not doing the work any cheaper, but I don't know, I guess a lot of people that aren't in the know, that are homeowners, just reaching out to have work done, they don't know any different, but they're not really saving any money, and they're not getting like quality work, because a lot of these people that are coming, they don't actually know how to build. I mean, not like, I don't know how to explain it, but let's say, for,
White.
let's say for,
And they don't know how to build like us white folk, he wanted to say. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. They don't know how to build, so the quality of work is subpar. But notice he said they're not doing the work any cheaper, right? Because everybody's under this idea that they'll work for pennies and scraps. No, they won't. And they not. They're not doing the work any cheaper, and the work is of less quality. So that kills that they'll do this and do that for cheap. Nah, they not. Fair use.
Virginia building code wise, for example, they're not following those types of things in the building, and they're charging the same amounts as other contractors that are local that I know, but they're getting the jobs more often than locals are, and it's putting a lot of people out of business, to be perfectly honest. And I'm concerned about it. It's not something, and I saw this coming years ago, and I was just talking with my girl about it, which is, I guess, why I don't know, it made me reach out to you and see what you thought about it. I mean, I guess more to make it known, in case people aren't paying attention to stuff like this, but.
Tell you, man, that dude sound pathetic, man.
Yeah, that brother ain't got no concern at all on his face.
At all, like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
None at all.
So now he wants to cry out to this brother, and he has a large YouTube following, almost 1 million followers. So he's bringing this out to him. And this is supposed to raise awareness, right? I'm reaching out to you to cry out and raise awareness so people will know, right? Well, what were we doing when we raised awareness? They called it affirmative action, right? When we tried to make people aware of the systematic things that's being done and how we're being held back from opportunities and wealth, they call it affirmative action. And all we were doing was simply saying, look, give us the opportunities, give us the wealth. And affirmative action didn't even include reparations, from my understanding. That's something separate. This was simply our people saying, look, give us the opportunities, stop blocking the wealth, stop blocking the opportunities and the wealth from our communities so that we could be prosperous, we can raise our children and leave them some type of legacy so that they can continue on, so that we could, survive, basically. They call that affirmative action. But he said he saw this coming years ago. I did too. Which is why now it's here. I mean, what more can you say? That's nobody's issue. This is y'all own issue. Now, you know what they're going to do? They're going to do the same thing that our people did when they called it affirmative action. You know what they're going to do? They're going to go crying to the government. When white people and other races of people don't get what they want, they go crying to their government. And they go to their government and say, look, this is what we need. This is what we need you to do so that we can do this. This is the same thing that our people have been doing. But when we do it, they put all these brands and labels on you. Last resort, they tell you complaining. You're not working hard enough. You have just as many opportunities as anybody else in this nation. When if you talk to these other demographics of people, just like we put it in your face, they'll tell you, look, this is what's happening. We can't go to the white communities and open up businesses, but we can come to the black community, right? They don't want to let us come up off their people. They don't want us to benefit from their people, right? But because they hate y'all so much, they'll give them what they need to go and benefit off of your people. Nobody's concerned about that. Prophecy confirms that. I don't care what nobody say. It's right in your face. People see it, but like Brother JPM, they wanna ignore the elephant, the giraffe, and the gorilla in the room. All the animals in the room, they ignoring them. Taking up space. Right? How the hell you gonna ignore an elephant sitting right next to you in a room? I'm gonna be concerned as to why is this elephant in the room with me? Nobody asked that question. Your lovers have forsaken you. Now your lovers want to come to you and cry to you because they going through what you've been going through all this time, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Y'all got all the power, right? They ain't giving us the construction contracts. They keeping us away from them. Fair use.
But a lot of people are going to be put out of business because of this trend. It's not it has widespread implications. It's not a small thing.
Yeah, I think that if we get more awareness out there, people might be, they may start to kind of understand what's going on. So if they're going to hire somebody for a job, they're looking for somebody to do a certain thing, they're looking for a crew, they might think first about that, illegal alien group coming in doing a particular thing for them, because they're going to see that they're not saving any money and it won't be really good quality. They're gonna have to go back and fix some things. So hopefully people get that message once you put it out there some more. So
he like, man, look, you talking about you're gonna have to raise awareness, man, but
He didn't know how to explain it to the brother. He was trying. He didn't know how to really tell him. But that was what he was. What he said at first. I don't know what to tell you.
You're gonna have to raise more awareness. So you know what this gonna turn into? Once it really spread and more of his people start to feel that, you know what you're gonna start seeing? You're gonna start seeing them picket signs.
You know what's so funny about this stuff? Because while the white dude was telling him that he was trying to explain it, you knew he knew good and darn well that none of that stuff that white dude was talking about, would amount to him actually going back. It ain't had nothing to do with our community. He just knew.
Right.
You ain't gonna go hire our people. It's like he knew all this. It's at one time he got a wake-up call on his own show.
Right.
And it ain't even a wake-up call. Because, we got some of our people that do go out there and they know that we can pimp the white folks for their money. That's all he's doing. He just be like, damn, I'm pimping these white folks. I don't even know what to tell you.
Right. You can't get 1 million subscribers on YouTube talking like I'm talking. Look, if y'all knew how much this channel was shadow banned, every day they taking view. How the hell you take a view away? Like somebody look at a video, how you take that away? You come back, man, they done took 10, 15, 20 views over here.
Mm-hmm.
Subs dropping and fluctuating. Man, I don't care about none of that. I don't. Because this is funny.
It definitely is. As a matter of fact, let me share this real quick, man. I forgot.
I don't care about none of that, because if you got to do all that, then okay, do what you do. I don't control the algorithms or none of that. Right? And I don't care if I got one person in the chat. I'm gonna rock out like it's 1 million people. Like right now, I'm at like 50 something views. This is growth to me, because it used to be just 20. Then 30 something. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm doing good with my 50 people watching.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna have to share this after it's over. I want them to catch on to this week. You and
They not putting this in no algorithm, man.
Shoot.
They not gonna do that.
Yeah, all my stuff gets fired.
Come on now. I don't give a damn about none of that.
Yep.
My channel not even monetized. I don't care. I'm still gonna put in the work the best way the Most High allowed me to do it. If it's 10 people in the chat, guess what? We're gonna rock out like it's 1 million people in there. That's what it's gonna feel like.
Exactly.
Fair use, man. They bugging out.
That's probably the best way to go about it, just to raise their awareness so people are aware of what's happening.
Well, I hope I can help do that. I mean, I hope you can too. It can, I don't know, it's going to get worse before it gets better if people aren't aware of it. And yeah, I hope we can at least get people to notice that, it's not only not helping, our local economy, it's actually hurting homeowners as well that are looking for the jobs to be done. I don't know. There's many layers to the problem, but I'm sure neither one of us had the time to go into all that. But anyway, I just wanted to reach out to the ABL and see if I could, shine some light on this small problem that's that many people probably aren't aware of, but they need to think about.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, ABL. Good talking to you again.
Likewise.
Man, that was almost depressing. When I seen that, I said, whoa, I'm finna go back and rewind this and listen to this again. I'm gonna have to record this. This is proof right here of what the Most High said in Deuteronomy, right? And that's just a small example. I see you, Smitty. What's going on, bro? Smitty always in the background. He probably putting in work right now. See? Talking about we don't want to do nothing. You got brothers and sisters who be on the job chiming in and vibing out with us, putting in work.
For real.
Come on now. Leave us alone. Give us what we owe and let us go. You'll see what we do. Just like that. You leave us alone. 3 to 5 years tops. We back on top again. We don't even need that long. We're going to be back on top as soon as the Most High say, come on, I'm bringing y'all home. From that moment on, it's back to how we rock. How the Most High wanted it to be. That was depressing, man. I said, man, this poor white dude, man, I feel sorry for him. He finna have to pull himself up by his own bootstraps.
Yeah, I looked at it. You know that little loop on the back of your boot? That's what that is, on the back of your sneaker or something.
That ain't no strap.
That's the boot strap.
Man, if you pull that thing too hard, it's gonna break. You're gonna pull that thing too hard and it's gonna break and you're gonna go flop it right back down.
Well, that's what they about to do. They about to pull on them bootstraps like we was and keep on flopping down.
Yeah. Look, James Brown said, I don't need your help. I do it myself. I don't need their help either. Just pay me what you owe.
That's it. You owe.
Look, you owing me, that ain't helping me.
Yeah, one thing has nothing to do with another.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody owe you $100,000, that ain't helping you. That's them owing you.
You playing with my money, you messing with my emotions. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Big word.
Like, come on, Smokey. Playing with my money, it's like playing with my emotions. Why do you think the Bible say that the wages is crying out? That's emotional.
Exactly.
You playing with my emotions.
Exactly.
You dangling my wealth, splurging and stunting with my wealth and telling me what I need to do. Nah, I need to be telling you what you need to do.
lady crying to the white black man. I wish that was me, man. I said, listen, man, this is what you need to do. You want to get awareness? Tell your people to pay us out what they owe us so we can leave. That's the only way y'all going to get anything. Pay us what you owe us, or y'all keep on suffering.
But he probably don't even not even aware of that angle. I would have asked him how many black people you got working.
Man, the brother knew he wasn't talking about hiring no black people. The brother on his face like that.
I'd have asked how many black people you got working with you. You want me to raise awareness? You know, he really was low key ducking that.
He definitely was.
Oh wow, man! I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that, man. Because
crying to the black man.
I ain't never seen that before in my life.
Mr. I don't even know what they call him. Buck. Bubba. Up my business, Bubba.
Right.
Well, Mr. Charlie, I don't know what to tell you.
So that would have been a good time to promote a promotion fee. Hey man, you want me to promote your cause? You know, we can do something on the side. You know, for this amount.
It's funny too, because he ain't even asking, well, what's the name of your company? I think you put the name out there, you know.
Right.
I don't know what to tell.
It's like, man, you losing jobs to people who do less quality work. I might need to question your work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe you're not working hard enough. Maybe you feel entitled because you white to be able to get all the contracts.
Yep, that's
the job.
That's what they say. Y'all ain't working hard enough. Maybe you ain't working hard enough.
The uncleavable one. Jabroni say, man, look, ain't nowhere in the Bible say they can cleave to him, right? People talking about the Gentiles cleaving. You know, where it say that at? We know where it say they gonna be spared.
Yeah, right.
You know, and I think Zechariah say one from every nation gonna grab the skirt of him that's a Jew. That's about as close as we can get. It's fun sitting back watching them try to make sense of this country fall, and most have no clue as to why, and the ones that do have a clue won't admit it. That's what we dealing with. That's what it come down to.
Yep.
These people don't know why it's happening, and which is why it's going to be revealed to them at the last minute. They're going to see why. That's where your wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 comes in. Real spill. But man, I don't know about y'all. I enjoyed this. Y'all don't know what it's like, man. Just relaxing, putting something on the grill and just coming across something like that and you just chilling. That made my night. For real. I sat there and I rewinded that like 3 or 4 times and watched it because I was amazed. Never seen that before. Never seen a white person crying out to a black person about what to do. What should I do? Should I adjust? Like what that mean? You gonna go kill somebody?
Should I adjust? Oh yeah, because that's how they adjust.
You gonna go shoot up some?
Whatever you do not adjust. Fight the power, brother, but do not adjust.
Right.
Not adjusting, boy. We reading about it.
Right.
We gonna hear about it.
Yeah, go on and invest in another line of work, another skill, something. Go do some painting.
So,
you know, go do painting, or go see if you can work with them. Maybe they'll hire you.
Yep.
I don't know. I need to stop. But this is what we seeing, y'all. This is what we dealing with. All this pull yourself up by your bootstraps and everything they've been telling us. They're going to have to prove they can do that. Right? They're going to have to prove they can do it. We don't have a culture or heritage as a people, as a whole. But one thing I will say is that many of our people have done a lot of great things in this nation and in this country. And without those great things, this country wouldn't be able to sustain the way that it does. You know, we're talking about from physical labor to inventions to contributions in politics, contributions in entertainment, right? All these different contributions spiritually. There's no category in this nation that our people have not benefited militarily, right? Great people. Some of them was wicked, some of them wasn't. But look at what they were able to obtain and do. Now, had they let us alone, had they not separated us from our God, from our heritage, what would that have translated into? I hope y'all went and looked at that video, The Black Tax. This brother is breaking down the wealth that was taken from us and held back from us, even from jobs, different professions, how they zoned us out of different professions, medical professions, engineering, you understand, all these different professions that pay well, that they zoned us out, right? And think about the amount of wealth that generates over time. What we could have had. But hey, gotta have them bootstraps, man. When y'all figure out what a bootstrap is, let me know. Email me, reach out to me, something, show it to me. Give me a breakdown on it. For real, I want to know. Cause basically when I hear that, that's basically saying do the impossible. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps mean do the impossible, right? Create yourself from dust and ashes into something glorious, right? That's what they telling you. But that's all I got on that, y'all. Maybe they understand now, but they still not gonna repent. They still not gonna acknowledge that this is a recompense. This is a turning of the tables, a turning of the tides, right? Most of them don't know, and like Brother Jason said, the ones that do know not going to admit it. They're not going to acknowledge it, right? But that's all I got on that, brothers and sisters. I want to thank y'all for your input. I forgot to put the link in the chat. I must have got in the zone and started rambling too much.
Yeah, you did, brother. You ain't grateful. You just took it on another level.
I don't know, man. I had to let that out. That had me backed up. I was backed up, Brother Yash.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, man, I want to thank y'all for listening to me ramble. I want to thank my brother Yash, the great, my brother Kadar, over there resurrecting the truth. Go over there and sub, so we can build our family, man. People think we just trying to, y'all just want followers and subscribers. Yeah, we want subscribers. Yeah, we want to build our platform. What the hell you think we on YouTube for?
Yeah.
We want all of our people to be aware. You don't have to do nothing you don't want to do. But the least thing you can do is join in, fellowship, hit the like button. That's it. We want our people to come together. And we want to use our efforts to try to make that happen to the best of our ability. I'm not finna fake in front with you. But if it don't happen, oh well, I'm gonna still keep doing what I do. And that's just what it is. But I want to thank you, brothers, man. Brother Yash, Brother Kadar. I want to thank all my brothers and sisters in the chat, for the love and the support, the encouragement. You know, I want to thank the Most High for my wife. You know, she's very supportive, man, in the things that I do. You know, and she puts forth a lot of effort. You know, in the things that she do. So I thank the Most High for her. Go over and check the website out, trueebrew.com. You know, get yourself something nice before the Exodus. You know, that'll be greatly appreciated. And if you haven't, go over and at least just check out the website. You know, the front page of the website has a lot of encouraging information on it. We're gonna be redoing that soon. But yeah, man, want to thank everybody for that and everybody who's giving us feedback. Hit the like button, the sub, the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when we go live or post a video. And I just want to thank the Most High. I want to thank the Most High for waking us up in these end times, blessing us and keeping us and preserving us through his Holy Spirit and through the blood of his Son, who he sent to redeem us. That's the most important thing for us, you know, that we are redeemed through his Son. Like Paul said, you are sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise until the time of the purchased possession, right? The Most High already got the confirmation number on us. We just waiting to be redeemed, waiting to be picked up. You order something from the store, you get a confirmation. That's your purchase, right? But until you go and receive that purchase, it's going to be there. You haven't redeemed it yet. That's us. We already been purchased, right? We just waiting to be picked up. So I thank the Most High for that. I'm going to let my brother Yash give his closing statement.
Well, usually I do have a closing statement, but I think Brother E was in rare form. He was in rare form tonight. You know, left me not too much to say. What we're witnessing is Deuteronomy 30 verse 7, and the Lord thy God will put all these curses on thine enemy and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. You see how when my man was complaining to the brother, if that's what he was, he not only did the brother have to carefully craft his wording, but so did the caller, you know, because he was speaking, he was asking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sister CC, email me, Sister CC.
Yeah,
go ahead, y'all.
But you, because all while he's talking, I mean, you knew good and darn well none of that money that he was talking about or what he's going to do, none of that was going to benefit our people at all. Even the brother knew. So let's just charge this up, and it's the Most High showing us that, you know, it won't be too long. Right now, he's got the heathen squirming, you know, and this is all just a part of the plagues. You know what I'm saying? That this is just all a part of the plagues, and all I can say is, you know, just keep holding on. You know, we're about to witness some great things. So, you know, I ain't got nothing.
Amen. Amen. Some great things and some hilarious things as well. But on the way out, I guess that's how it is, you know. But all praise, honor, and glory to the great Elohim of Israel, the Heavenly Father, Yahuwah, the sustainer of all life, sustainer of all things, his son, Yehoshua Mashiach, the Redeemer, and the great Elohim of Israel, and to the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit of truth, comfort, and prophecy. Shalom and blessings, brothers and sisters. Thank you once again, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Shalom.